Hey everyone, good Friday evening to you. Hope everyone is getting ready for a fun-filled family get-together July the 4th. We are looking forward to our time. I know we're headed to the lake here, probably Skytook Lake with my brother and his wife and their family, and they got a couple of jet skis, so probably be out in the sun tomorrow and having a good time, and then headed up to my aunts and my cousins near Joplin, Missouri on Sunday. And the kids love going there on the 4th of July because you can just shoot fireworks, it's not in the city limits, and we just have a high-o time. So, yeah, just getting wind down, man, from a good day, and had 3 topics that I'm going to discuss and share and talk about tonight, and maybe even could take a question or two regarding those once I kind of do that. But yeah, hope all is well in your world, and hope you're going to enjoy this weekend, and just like any other weekend, and enjoy things that you love and being around people you care about. That's living, right? That's life. So anyway, I want to start by, I'm going to start by giving you all an update, and then I'll end with an update as well. But we did get our my Greece blood test results back, and for those of you that may not know exactly what the Greece blood test is, I'm going to go into that a little bit more here in a minute. But it's pretty incredible. I'm not sure why I didn't know about this and why someone didn't help me understand how important this could have been for me if I'd have done this from like the very beginning or way back early on this adventure and journey with cancer and disease. But anyway, it's just an incredible guide, and we just got our results back, and it's brought a lot of clarity, really put some pieces of the puzzle together on kind of things we've kind of struggled figuring out, and why, maybe the fluid stopped for a month or so, and then why it started building up again. And so anyway, we are excited about that. My family is going to be leaving July the 8th, and then I'm going to be flying out July the 10th, and we're actually headed out to Montana. Just really looking forward to a chance to get away from the mundane of just busy everyday life, plus, all the stuff Caroline helps me with daily here with our kids' activities, and then my therapies and treatments. And it's just going to be a nice time to kind of get away, get out into a beautiful part of the country, and unplug from, electronics and a lot of the busyness of life. And just excited because a fellow friend through Facebook, who's also healing from disease, who lives up in Montana, connected me to their naturopathic doctor. And just through some series of events, got to talk to him a couple of times, and just really, really like what he has available. And now that I've gotten these results from the Greece blood test and kind of know exactly what has worked in the past and what will work now, it's just a win-win, because it's kind of like a little bit of a family vacation, I guess, if you will, a chance for us to get away and sorry, I guess my little 4-year-old Arthur is oh, that's funny. Well, at least we have the same things going on at our house as everybody else does. They've been at the pool for a little while this evening, and he was upset and hollering. I guess he thought he was in trouble for something, and he was yelling and screaming while I'm here live saying, "No spanking, no spanking, no spanking." Oh, man. That's right. It's life, and we're still living it, and all these things are still going on in our household, just because something demands your total attention and focus, like stage 4 cancer and disease, doesn't change, the reality of humanness, and that's cool. So anyway, oh man, I love that little boy. It's quite an adventure for all of us that are parents and either have little kids or went through that stage or dealing with that. Arthur, please be kind, okay? And be thankful that you got to go to the pool tonight, okay? I love you. Okay, hey, baby, Atlanta, can you shut the door on your way out, please? Yeah. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, I love you. Oh, man. Instead of being grateful for the time he got at the pool, I guess he's upset that he doesn't get longer at the pool, man. Gosh, we could probably do a whole live session tonight just on that right there. How many of us as adults are still acting like the 4-year-old that isn't grateful, but instead it's complaining about why they, don't have something or don't get something or things aren't better or whatever it may be. But anyway, so back to what I was saying earlier, kind of as an update, I wanted to let you guys know that, so we're going to be heading up to the Northwest, and we're going to be up there for just about 3 weeks, and I'm going to be getting treatments. We're now able to really target in on not only things that obviously will help finish killing the rest of this cancer, but now we know what my body responds to. And I'm going to be sharing here in a minute what we've discovered, that there's just no question in my mind we're about ready to have this fluid issue completely stopped again. And this time, obviously, it's going to be stopped for permanent, because now, because of the greased blood test and some other things, we know exactly what I was doing in January and then why it stopped then in February. So cool. So obviously, we've got travel expenses up there. We've got all the IV therapies, the cost of dealing with the doctor. It is an outpatient clinic, so hopefully the cost won't be, as much as like when I went to Mexico and other things. So we're going to obviously need your help, and we just want to thank you in advance for contributions, donations. Obviously, I'll get you all the details on that. And then the cool thing is the naturopathic doctor and alternative doctor that we're working with here in Tulsa, who has been specifically working with me on my liver the last 2 weeks, which I'm going to tie all that together here for you in a second. He's going to help make sure that when I get back home, I can continue on all these treatments that I'm going to be starting out in Montana, because we just believe from what we've learned that I need to be on these for a minimum of 4 months to really see effective results. And probably plan to be on them even longer than that, as long as we have the funds and the means and ability to do that. So there's just so much to learn, but if you don't let it overwhelm you and you just take it one step at a time, and you give yourself grace, and you just remind yourself to relax and just be thankful and not get too bent out of shape about anything, you start putting these pieces to the puzzle together, and it's just awesome. So, anyway, that's what's about to happen. So we're going to be out of town for most of July, and hopefully we get to really tap into the aspect of being close to nature, and maybe even get to do a few neat things. I don't know, float down the river or hike, or just get out and experience Montana. Of course, my Facebook friend that referred us to the naturopath doctor, we're going to get to know her better and her husband and spend some time with them. And then it just so happens that a lady that we had met while we were in Mexico in January, her sister is going through healing from cancer as well. They happen to live there and actually own a pizza restaurant, and so we're going to get to see them and hopefully connect and hang out, and even sneak in some pizza. Yeah, baby. I know. It's probably not on the health regimen, but I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to be indulging. Yes, I am. I know some of you out there are like, oh my God, you can't eat pizza while you're healing from cancer. Well, maybe not 3 times a day, 24/7, but, once or twice during a 3-week trip, oh yeah, homemade, wood oven. I'm thinking it's going to be delicious. So anyway, guys, that's kind of the update. So let me jump into the 3 topics. So the first topic is fundraising, and I just wanted to share some tips on this and some things because people are constantly asking me about fundraising and how have we been able to raise the money that we have. I don't necessarily have the answer for that, but I can just tell you what I think helps, and hopefully it can benefit other people who need to raise money and do crowdfunding and be able to utilize all these tools and all the things that God has placed in front of us and given us to get these alternative treatments we all need and be able to go through a healing process where maybe a lot of you can't work like I haven't been able to, and you need care, and these things cost money, and maybe it's not covered by insurance. And so anyway, the biggest thing I can tell you is you've got to, first and foremost, I really believe, be at a place where you can receive. And I think we have to be good receivers. And once we're really at a place where we can receive, then we are in a much better place to ask. I find that so many people, the reason they're not raising any money is they're really not asking anyone. They put 1 or 2 posts on Facebook, and then didn't understand why $50,000 didn't come in or $10,000. So maybe it's more of an emotional thing. Maybe we're worried about what people are going to think. Maybe we have a internal issue of struggling with being worthy. Maybe there's a block on why we can't seem to ask for money. Maybe we've just got an issue around the whole subject of money in the first place. Maybe, something bothers us. Anyway, we need to get to the bottom of that because, see, one of the things that has served me extremely well in the area of fundraising is I'm completely free in regards to I'm worthy. I'm a receiver. I have no challenges asking. I don't have any blocks or hindrances or issues around the area of money. I don't worry about money. I don't really think about money. I just know it's a tool and something that you have to have. And I also just trust that there's a lot of people out there that want to help. In fact, there's a lot of people out there that have a huge amount of excess money, and they actually look for causes and people and stories every year because they want to give, or they need to give, or they have so much extra that it's a way for them to not give so much of their money to Uncle Sam. I mean, I just trust that. And when you share your story and you're vulnerable and you're transparent and you put it out there, you say, well, but what about people that, are offended, don't like that? Listen, folks, okay, I'm going to tell you straight up, right? I've had a family member call me on the phone and basically rip me a new one at one point and tell me that I shouldn't even be raising money and that I was some selfish, bastard that didn't even care about others, and that I had, basically evil in my heart, and I was manipulating and all this craziness stuff, okay? I had that. That didn't stop me, all right? I get, what I do is I text people, I email people, I ask people personally. I don't just post it on Facebook, okay? Most recently, as I was texting people that are contacts on my phone, I literally had somebody send me back a reply and basically told me, hey, you mother effer, we hope you die, okay? I'm serious, right? Folks, I just deleted it, honestly, didn't really think twice of it, and just text the next person. You got to ask yourself, can you get yourself to a place where you stop letting just all this nonsense stop you, right? Someone said, well, I just can't seem to raise any money. Well, keep asking until you do. I don't stop asking until I raise the money. They're like, how do you get the money? I just keep asking. Asking and asking and asking and asking. Then I ask again. If someone says, hey, please stop asking me. Okay, no problem, right? It's not like I'm going to not respect their request, but almost no one does that. And it takes 37 impressions for something to cross our subconscious mind before the light bulb goes off, right? So people are being hit up with all kinds of things. So you have to keep it in front of them. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, it kind of feels salesy, or it feels Folks, our lives are on the line, right? Like, I don't have time to sit around and worry if it's salesy or if I'm going to offend someone or whatever it may be, right? Like, we got to get free. And fundraising is about being free. And then it's just about, I'm telling you, you got to personally ask people. You got to text them, call them. You got to email them. When people would stop by our house, or people would, I remember a lady coming by the house a while back, and her son and daughter are in the same class at school with my son. And she said, hey, I know there's a bunch of people at the school that want to help. Like, what can we do? And I said, and I gave her a specific, like right that time, I remember we had like a $2,600 expense. I'm like, we need $2,600. Can you help? Would you ask people if they'd donate, if they'd give? Like, I mean, you got to be specific. You got to share your story. You got to also give people easy ways to give. I mean, we have a GoFundMe set up that's so easy to do. You can do it in 10 minutes or less. We have PayPal, another easy way. And then we were fortunate that we also have our church set up to where, people can get a full tax deduction. Not everybody may be able to have that option, but I mean, if I hadn't asked my pastor, I wouldn't have that option, right? Like, you got to get creative, right? Like, I know it's cliche, but it's not. Like, how bad do you want to live? And if you need a treatment and you need money and you need help, then like literally don't stop till you get it. There's 7.7 billion people on the planet. There is an abundance of resources. I mean, folks, I'm a big sports fan, and today's the first day of free agency in the NBA. My God, I mean, people are getting like $150 million, for 5 years, right? Like, folks, you never know who you're going to meet. You never know how far your story might reach. You never know who might share your video on Facebook, right? You got to be vulnerable. You got to be transparent. You got to be willing to put it out there. Okay? If nobody knows about your need, if nobody knows what the specifics are, if nobody knows how they're going to do it, then, they can't give, right? They can't help if they don't know that you have a need. If they don't know what it is, if they don't know how to get it to you, right? Make it easy on people. So anyway, there's much more to share on that, but hopefully those are some things that will help a few of you maybe tonight go to the next, phase in your fundraising aspects, and maybe you'll just get freed up and God can just get you over or get you through whatever hang up or block there has been, and you'll just start asking, and you'll get creative, and you'll put it in front of people, and you'll make it easy on them, and things will start happening. I mean, I've helped several people specifically with this, and the next thing you know, they're like, oh, thank you so much, I raised the money, and now I can afford the health coach, or oh, thank you so much, and now I can afford going to this clinic, or oh, hey, thank you so much, and now I can get these supplements, or whatever it may be. And that's not to brag about me or to say I'm so great or whatever. I'm just telling you, we have had so much success in that area, and I don't know how we would make it without it. We have not been able to work in 9 months, either one of us, no income. We have 3 kids. We had bills and payments and cars and house and all that stuff just like anyone else, right? And we've needed lots of funds for continual either supplements or treatments or therapies or machines or traveling or flights or wherever we go. I mean, and it's all been because of donations. Like, it's even mind-boggling to me. It just proves and shows that you just keep putting it out there. You keep asking. There's so many wonderful people, and there is an abundance of money and resources available. And you are worthy of them. You're a receiver. You're good enough. And you just have no idea how it's going to come about. I'm telling you, it's so awesome. So anyway, that's fundraising. All right, on to the grease test, right? Okay. Caroline would be much better at giving you the hardcore details and facts. But basically what this grease blood test does is it tests your blood or our blood against a bunch of conventional therapies, chemos and stuff, but then it also does a bunch of alternative therapies like B17, and we sent in some GCMAF, and poly-MVA, and vitamin C, and woodworm, and I'm just trying to think of a bunch of different things. You could send in PNC 27, or you could send in cannabis oil. Like the blood test that we did, they had a huge list of like 50 alternative treatments that it was going to test against, and then you could send in 2 extra things that weren't on the list, and they would test those as well. Well, basically once you get this back, now you realize, oh, well, this is what my body responds to the best. These things it doesn't respond to at all. And it just gave us so much clarity. So like to give you an example, I respond extremely well to vitamin C. Like it's one of my biggest ones, okay? Well, I've done some, but then I stopped, right? Well, good to know now. I won't be stopping that. I'll be doing that consistently, right? I respond well to B17 Laetrile. I respond well to wormwood, which I just learned about, and basically am going to be able to get that up in Montana from this naturopathic doctor that I'm going to be seeing up there, which is so cool, right? I found out that there's certain herbs I respond to really well, and I learned that I'm on some of them through Dr. Morse, but then there was actually some that Dr. Morse offers that I wasn't specifically on, but now I know which ones to be on. I mean, it's just so awesome, right? Well, I also respond very well to poly-MVA. Well, check this out, okay? We realized that back in January, I was on vitamin C, B17 Laetrile, PNC 27, poly-MVA, and I was taking glutathione. Well, after January, the fluid buildup stopped. Well, glutathione plus poly-MVA has a form of lipoic acid in it. Those are very targeted to help the liver. Well, obviously, those are big key factors in the fluid buildup stopping. So, guess what? 2 weeks ago, I started back on glutathione. I'm actually taking alpha lipoic acid specifically. Well, now we know that's why the fluid's probably already slowing down. And now I'm going to be getting back on B17 Laetrile, high vitamin C, and the minerals, and poly-MVA again. So guess what? I'm weeks away, baby, and the fluid is going to go away. We know it because now we have this blood test to guide us and show us. Now it's no longer a guess, and we're starting to put these pieces of the puzzle together, right? We spent about $2,700 on the test. I recognize that for some people that may seem like a lot of money, but let me tell you, folks, don't let money ever stop you from something that might change your life, save your life, and help you heal, okay? There is a way. You can do it. It starts with believing in how much you're loved and being a great receiver and just being confident and ask. And don't let anyone telling you that they hope you die or they think you're doing it wrong or you shouldn't be or whatever. Just fluff that off. You got to figure out and learn how to not let any of that garbage and nonsense stop you from what your heart desires, okay? That's just where you got to get, and I just believe you can get there, okay? So this grease blood test is amazing. There are so many other things that it tests for, and Caroline will have to go into more detail when she writes her blog and stuff. And anyway, I got to get wrapped up here. Caroline needs me with the kids, so I got a couple more minutes. So anyway, so that's a big deal. Then the last thing is, I kind of already mentioned this. If you're dealing with ascites or pleural effusions, I would strongly look into glutathione and alpha lipoic acid. And I'm just telling you, if you have not done this grease blood test, I think it's something everyone ought to seriously really consider, because then you can work more efficiently. You can save time, money, chasing rabbits all over the world, different crazy clinics and stuff like you guys kind of know about our experience. You can get targeted in, and it can make a world of difference. So hopefully over the next week or two, maybe when we get slowed down in Montana, obviously we desire to write the blog. We desire to give you all as much details as possible. But look, it takes effort, it takes energy, and obviously we have a lot on our plate. So as I wrap up, guys, I'm asking for 450 people to give $100, okay? I'm going to give you all the details, and I will put all of that in the thread here, okay? I'll list my GoFundMe, the PayPal, the address for where you can send a check to the church. It's fully tax deductible. And if anyone needs to call me, talk to me, email me, text me, whatever, if you have a friend that wants to donate or give and they want to get to know me better or they have questions, we're an open book. And we love you all. Happy 4th of July. Have a great time, everyone. We're going to enjoy our family. And I'll see you next time, okay? Talk to you later.